Good morning, students. In the last class, I have told you about synthetic fibers and plastics and tried to recapitulate. That is, what are monomers, what are polymers, what are fibers, what are man-made fibers, what are synthetic fibers, etc. etc. Right? Now, in that class, I have told you in the last that I will explain each and every type of fibers, and its properties, especially with the specific type of fibers. Right? Now, if we think about now characteristics of synthetic fibers, right? One, synthetic fibers are produced in a very large quantity. Because they are produced in a very large quantity, they are cheap. Synthetic fibers are very strong. How can we say that? If we take an activity in which we put the load on two different type of fibers, one natural and one synthetic, and you will realize after putting a heavy load, synthetic fibers will not break, but the natural fiber will break. So we can say that synthetic fibers are much more stronger than as compared to natural fiber, because they are chemically inactive, not attacked by any type of chemicals, certain microorganisms like moths, etc. So they are very durable, very durable. They are very easy to maintain. Why? Because they do not retain water. They are wrinkle free, and if they are wrinkle free, it shouldn't be ironed, as well as they dries up quickly. They dries up quickly. The reason behind it is because they retain very less water. Because of their very less water retaining capacity, that's why it dries up quickly, because less amount of water gets evaporated very fast and they dries up quickly. Because they are produced in a very large quantity, that's why they are available throughout our country, even the world. So they are easily available. Now, because synthetic fibers retains less water, with an activity we can prove it. You have to take two identical types of clothes, one made up of natural fiber and second one made up of synthetic fiber. Take two glass of water, same type of glass, identical, and that both should contain equal amount of water. When both contains equal amount of water, then we put two different type of clothes in two different glasses, right? So when we put both these clothes in two different glasses, and after dipping both the clothes and take out and observe how much water is remaining present in both the glasses, and you will observe that in which we put the synthetic fibers have more amount of water, while in another glass in which we dipped the natural fiber, natural cloth, that that water is very less as compared to the other glass. So this activity proves that the water retaining capacity of natural fiber is more as compared to synthetic fiber. They are chemically inactive. Chemically inactive means when we put certain chemicals, acids, bases, etc., that will not affect the synthetic fiber. Hence, we can say that they are chemically inactive. It can be stretched. Stretch means we have to elongate it. When we apply the force, we can elongate it more as compared to the natural fiber, because the natural fiber will break down while the synthetic fiber will not break down. That's why it is highly stretchable. Thus we can say it can be from bachpan to bachpan, means certain type of clothes can be worn by a very small kid as well as younger ones, because it can stretch. Examples are socks that will fit majority of the people in majority of the people. That's why we can say that synthetic fibers are highly stretchable. If we want more colors, bright colors, so these synthetic fibers can be dyed into variety of colors and variety of colors, dark red, black, yellow, green, etc. So it can be dyed into various colors. So these are some of the characteristics of the synthetic fiber. Now we will specially study about four different types of fibers. One, rayon, nylon, polyester, as well as acrylics. Now these fibers have specific properties. Because they have specific properties, so it can be utilized on the basis of their properties, right? On the basis of their properties. If we know the properties, we can utilize them according to their properties. But synthetic fibers have a lot of advantages, but it has also disadvantages. Be careful while handling the synthetic fiber, because it can easily melt as well as catches fire easily. So it is advisable that nobody will move to the kitchen after wearing the dresses made up of synthetic fibers. One of the biggest demerits, they do not wet easily, so they cannot be used as wipes. We are not able to use it to clean the surfaces because they do not retain water. As well as they are very difficult to wear also. Why? They do not absorb water. So water is not going to be evaporated from our body. When it is not going to be evaporated from our body, then the condition persists which favors the growth of microbes. That is, bacteria will grow, fungus will grow. Because microbial growth is very high when there is WW condition, that is wet and warm. When wet and warm conditions are there, then the growth of the microbes are very high, and when the growth is very high, it causes irritation to the skin. That's why it is not advisable to wear the synthetic clothes, especially in summer. In winter it may be, but in summer it is not good. They catches fire easily, and when they catches fire easily, it causes fatal injuries which can cause death. So while burning it melts also, and when it melts it will stick with the skin, and when it will stick with the skin, obviously it is very dangerous. So these are certain disadvantages of the synthetic fiber also. Now I am going to explain one by one rayon. First, synthetic fiber, that is rayons, and you know everybody wants to wear the cloth which should be cheap, but it should be shiny also. Silk, you have heard about silk. Silk is very glossy, shiny appearance, but it is costly also. So someone has to imitate This cloth looks like silk, but it is not silk. Rayon appears like silk, but it is not silk. It is also not truly synthetic fiber, because the raw material which is used, is wood pulp, and this wood pulp is a natural ingredient. So artificially it is prepared, but we can't say that this is purely synthetic fiber, but it is the first synthetic fiber what we have synthesized, and that is rayon, and it is also known as artificial silk. Do you know about the blended fabric? Blending. Blending is a process in which we mix the two or more different types of fibers. Natural fibers are weak, synthetic fibers are strong and shiny. So someone thought that if we mix both the fibers, that particular yarn or fabric contains both the properties, right? So this process is called blending of fibers, or we can say that the cloth of fabric is known as blended fabrics. So these artificial fibers as well as natural fiber, when mixed, they cause blended fiber and the blended fabrics. This rayon is also mixed with wool, cotton to make bed sheets, curtains, etc. So blending is a very important process to develop a cloth which have a desirable properties or desirable characters. On the basis of properties of the rayons, it can be used in the manufacturing of carpets, home furnishings like curtains, bed sheets, etc. It is also widely used in surgical products, because they have water absorbing facilities, strong, and these surgical materials like bandages, gauze, etc. by are used with the help of rayons. The next fiber is nylon. Nylon, because it is derived in London as well as New York. The first letter of two letters of the place, New York, means NY and London LON. So collectively it is known as nylon, a miraculous fiber, nylon. And this nylon is the first purely synthetic fiber because it is derived from coal, water, petrochemicals. Do you know about petrochemicals? Petrochemicals are certain chemicals which is derived after the refining of petroleum through various industries. These final product of the petroleum industries are used by petrochemical units to develop a variety of chemicals, and these chemicals are used to make the synthetic fiber, and nylon is also derived from petrochemicals. One very important property of nylon is its elasticity and strength. It has a very high tensile strength, so it is even stronger than the steel wire of the same dimensions. So its use accordingly, we are going to utilize this nylon accordingly on the basis of their strength. Nylon also absorbs less water, very strong, so it is also used in a variety of automobile parts, brushes, bristles, bushes, etc. Large number of things of automobiles are produced by nylon fibers. Nylon fibers, especially because of their strength and variety of properties, it can be utilized in the form of socks, fabric, rope, seats. It is used in tire cords. Do you know what is tire cords? Tire cords are the threads embedded in the tires to give the strength. So they are used in tire cords. Bristles of brushes. It is used as fishing nets. It is also utilized in the manufacturing of parachutes because of their strength. It is used in saris, neckties, elastic hosiery, etc. Variety of products, and it is also used for developing a blended fabrics. A wide variety of blended fabrics are utilized. After this, there is one fiber known as polyester. Polyester. Poly means many. Ester is one of the chemical basically naturally developed, and these are giving flavor to the particular food items, etc. So when these esters as monomer join together after the polymerization reaction, it becomes polyester. This polyester is also derived from petrochemical units, and they are also very strong, wrinkle free, and it can be in a very fine threads. The fibers are developed as a very fine threads, very fine strands basically. So this polyester is also very important synthetic fiber. It can be also blended with cotton and wool to make polycot, polywool, as well as terrycot, terrywool. Have you heard about terrycot? Terylene is one of the variety of polyester. This terylene mixed with cotton and it becomes terrycot on the basis of variety of percentage like 50-50, 70-30, 60-40. So these blended fabrics as terrycot developed from polyester. Terrywool. Now the suit length especially are made up of from terrywool. Terylene plus wool. Both are blended and it is developed as terrywool. And terrywool wool is widely used for cloth making processes. After polyester, we are having acrylics. Wool not available in enough quantity. Acrylics is a substitute, which is a synthetic fiber. These acrylics resembles like wool. It appears like wool, but it is not wool. That's why it is also known as artificial wool or synthetic wool. Even acrylic is cheaper than natural wool, and it is also dyed in a variety of colors. So this fabric is a very good substitute of wool. Fabrics made up of acrylics are warm to wear because it has a numerous number of air spaces, which is a very good insulator. So it is the best cloth which we are going to wear in winter. It retains their shape and ultra durable, very durable. So this particular acrylic has become very popular in these days and replacing wool. So acrylic is also a very important synthetic fiber. On the basis of the properties of acrylics, it is widely used in the manufacturing of fabrics, especially sweaters, blankets, craft yarns, wings, boat and vehicle covers, etc., as well as also in home furnishing. So you have to study up to here is 4 different type of fibers, their properties as well as their uses. What they are? rayon, nylon, polyester as well as acrylics. In the last, I will give you certain PowerPoints presentations are there and you have to take the screenshot of those presentation. That will be helpful to you and it will be your ready notes, right? Everything is there, so you have to, and at the last I'll give you the assignment and you have to write the answers of these questions and hopefully you will do it. Because of the technical unavailability, we are not able to make a very high quality video. So sorry for that, but hopefully you like it. In the next class, I will teach you about plastics and different types of plastics. Thank you.